Welcome to the Camping and Caravanning Club series of how-to videos. So you've been enjoying your motorhome throughout the main camping season, but winter is on its way. In the old days you probably have been thinking about putting your van into storage until next year, but today's vehicles are designed for use all year round. Camping and Caravanning magazine's test editor Candy Evans is here to highlight some of the things you might like to consider before you head out on a winter tour.
Today's motorhomes can normally be classified into two types. Those designed for winter touring and more basic ones that are really for the warmer months only. One quick way to get an idea of which type you're looking at is to check underneath to see if the pipework and tanks are insulated. This Heimer is from a German manufacturer that sells into Scandinavia and other countries that regularly enjoy much lower temperatures than the UK, so it's already set up for winter touring. But there are still some things you might like to think about. Look out for at least grade 3 insulation standard on a motorhome, as this means it's been tested for UK winter conditions. When you're looking at your own tourer, you'll want to keep warm inside, which means you'll need gas for heating. When the temperatures drop below 5 Celsius, it's too cold for butane to go from liquid to gas easily, so your heating simply won't work. If you're planning to travel when it's colder, therefore, you'll need to take propane gas. In Caller's case, this is in red cylinders. Other suppliers use different systems. In modern motorhomes, you can switch the cylinders without changing the regulator. But if you have an older vehicle, you might need to have a different regulator. If you'd like to use electricity for extra heating support using a hookup, look out for a site with a good 16 amp supply, but make sure you also have gas available, as it's the best way to warm up your unit from cold. Campsite supplies have been known to trip when everyone's trying to keep warm, and electrical heating will struggle to keep your van warm on its own when it's really cold. It might be tempting to close up any external gaps to keep warm, but it's important to keep good ventilation inside, especially if you're using gas appliances, so don't block fixed vents like these. Free flow of air should also prevent condensation, which can be a problem in such a small space. Blinds like this are great for privacy, but you may like to consider thermal screens as well to keep the heat in. Those that fit on the outside are more of a hassle to fit, but also more effective at keeping the heat in. If temperatures are below 8 Celsius, your fridge will work best if you use vent covers. These are designed to allow exhaust gases out safely, but keep as much of the cold air out as possible. When the temperatures reach freezing and below, you'll need to make sure anything containing water doesn't freeze. Motorhomes like this have internal freshwater tanks that shouldn't freeze if you're living inside, but if your water tanks and pipes are exposed, you can buy insulation material. If you use an external water container, it will benefit from a jacket and insulating pad. Don't forget to protect the hose as well, or take it inside overnight. If it's going to be below freezing for a prolonged period, you'll probably need to drain external tanks like this and rely on water inside. You can add salt to your wastewater tank to prevent it freezing, though it tends to be less vulnerable to freezing because of the soap and stuff in the water. However, it might be easier to leave the drain point open and drain the waste into a bucket because it makes it simpler to empty if it's frozen. If you're going to be touring regularly in winter, it's particularly important to make sure your motorhome is well maintained. And you may like to consider fitting winter tyres for extra security on the road. And you might even find that's compulsory if you're travelling abroad.
If you found this video useful, be sure to check out others in our how-to series at the Club magazine website or on our Club YouTube channel. Happy camping, caravanning and motorhoming.